Hello. Why don't we do that first aid video I was discussing with you folks about earlier? Until I get my camera, I figured I'd at least start with some of it. What we're going to discuss today is just some basics. With basic first aid, there's what's discussed out there is ABCs of first aid. A being airway, B being breathing, C being circulation. Airway, we're talking about, one, you're seeing me right now, I'm speaking to you, so that means I'm breathing. But what you're looking for is my actually breathing. And what we're going to worry about today is by the means of having a patent airway. What I mean by that is that I'm able to exchange air freely. Let's say we're out there, we just got done eating a meal, and we got something stuck in our throat. Two things, actually three things can happen. One, I can have a partial airway where I'm still able to exchange air around that object. Two, I can have a complete blockage where I'm not able to exchange airway. Or three, I'm not breathing. If I'm not breathing, I ain't going to be able to help myself. So what we're going to worry about is what I can do to help myself. So let's say we have this partial airway obstruction. I'm still able to exchange air, I'm able to speak. What you're going to want to do is try to just clear your airway. If that's not working, then you may have what's considered a full blockage. What I'm going to teach you is what is called the Heimlich maneuver for yourself, or the abdominal thrust. Hopefully I'll get everything in the camera here. So I'm going to hand this back right now. In order to do the Heimlich maneuver on yourself, what you want to do is make a fist, place your hand right above the navel. And what you're going to do is press inward and upward. You're going to keep doing it. It's not going to be a pleasant thing to do to yourself, but this, what you're doing is forcing the air that's still in your diaphragm and in the bottom of your lungs and your stomach to force its way up into the object that's actually blocking your airway and force it out. If for some reason that is not working, what you can do is if you're out in the woods and you're near like a blowdown or something, I'm going to use this chair, my computer chair, as a simulator. You can actually force yourself down, same procedure, down and up, in and up with this chair. I'm not going to actually do this because I don't want to hurt myself and cause myself an injury. But if you can get the gist of it, what you're going to do is take that blow down, push yourself into it, and force the air from down below to force that object out. So that's more or less airway, and as well as breathing. Circulation, we're going to discuss, is going to be that of a wound. Be it you manage to cut your arm with a knife, or an animal attack, or a gunshot wound, unfortunately, or you fell on your bow, something like that. So we'll get to that next. I'm going to Alright, now we're going to get to what I was explaining to you about circulation, blood flow. We want to control bleeding. Very first thing you want to do whenever you have an injury to yourself is you want to apply what's called direct pressure. Let's say I cut my hand or my arm. I'll use my arm as an example here. Cut it right in here. I want to apply direct pressure, be it with a piece of material that's just laying around, like I have my handkerchief here, bandana. I'm going to apply direct pressure. Well, I'm going to hold this for a couple minutes. It's all dependent on how deep the wound is, how successful you're going to have with just direct pressure alone. If for some reason this is working, what you're going to do is after a few minutes you're going to let the bleeding stop. You can go ahead and just leave it alone. If it's a dirty cut, you may want to take the time to go ahead and flush it out with some clean water. Put some ointment on it, and then dress it. Okay, we went ahead and we applied the direct pressure. For some reason that doesn't seem to be working. What we can do next, in the meantime while I'm getting gear ready to do a pressure dress, I can go ahead and elevate this and bring it upwards. I'm going to go ahead and just open it up with a bandage here since I have one for this demonstration. While this is elevating, I want to keep it up above the heart. This is not going to be any easy of a task, being it's an upper extremity. If it was a leg, it'd be easy because I have both hands to do this. I'm trying to show you the difficulty you're going to have with doing this one-handed, so that's why we're doing it this way. So we have this elevated. Go ahead and bring this down, switch it out with this bandage. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply my pressure bandage. Now the man's probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. He's able to look through the window. So this is not going to look pretty by any means. What you're trying to do is have this bandage right on top of where the bleeding was. It's amazing how much a pain in the butt it can be without both of your hands to stretch yourself. You're seeing I'm twisting it. The reason I'm doing that is that's able to give me a little bit more downward pressure over the wound. Try to keep the 4x4 over. May have to reposition this. Okay. Put this up here so we're not spending an hour just doing this. Alright, this is plain. This stuff actually will adhere to itself. If not, I can get a piece of tape. And just tape it in place. Alright, that's direct pressure and pressure bandage. Still keep it elevated. Every once in a while you want to watch, see if it's still bleeding. The reason we have it elevated, it's a lot harder for the heart to pump up gravity. So we have it up. If this seems to be working, and every time you lower it down, it seems to be, you need to just hold it up. If you need your arm, what you can do is take your bandanas tie them together. Once again, try to keep my arm elevated. Tie it together. This is the same procedure you're going to do if you want to make yourself a swing and swap for a fracture. That would be deep deformities or defibrillation, but we're not carrying defibrillators out with us. So what I can do is now I have a sling, and I can just continue on with what I need to do around the campsite and keep this elevated above the heart. I may need to adjust this a little bit higher, but at least you'll have the gist. Alright, for some oddball reason, elevation's not doing it. You want to find a pressure point. Pressure point is your find an artery. And what I'm going to be looking for is my brachial artery, since it's going to be above the wrist. And I'm just going to put pressure on it to help slow down the bleeding. For some oddball reason, pressure is not taking care of it, you're going to have to resort to an alternative. I happen to have this belt handy, so I'm going to take the belt. And I really don't want to do this and cut off circulation, but I can use a belt, okay, to get a point. Or I can use, once again, my cravat, wrap it around, put a stick in it and twist it, wrap it around, fold it into place. It'd be a little more difficult. The belt's a lot easier. But there, right there is your bleeding circulation. I'm trying to make this quick because I do have to get my daughter off the bus here in about 45 minutes. I got time. We're going to go ahead and take this bandage off real quick. Alright. We discussed D for deformity, fractures. Fractured my arm. If you can, if you're going to use natural material from the woods, if you have some extra clothing on you, try to pad both areas. You can see this is not an easy task to do on yourself on an upper extremity. If it was my lower, it'd be a whole lot easier.